Now, in my last video, I said that we need to learn to get the hype under control. And lo and behold, what do we have but the Dragon Quest announcement video, which we'll get into in just a second. What's going on? I am Azure Tony, the Double XL Otaku, your Cat Daddy Pro Tag. And, well, as I said, today we had the video from the Dragon Quest people. Now, the first thing that we learned was they're changing the spectrum. Or, is spectrum the right word? I'm not sure, but we'll go with spectrum. The spectrum of the game that's coming out, known as Dragon Quest 12. Originally, it was supposed to be a much darker, more adult style game. And I don't mean adult as in the type of games that you don't play in public unless you crazy or just nasty, but more adult themed. Instead, it's been changed to Dragon Quest 12 how do I want to put this? Status quo. It's just status quo from what it looks like. Now, I won't know for sure if we've kept some type of more adulty theme or something until the game actually comes out, which if I had to garner a guess, I would say anywhere between mid 2027 to early 2028. But we weren't given an actual release date. But we did find out that development had stopped midway and had to be restarted, which is why everything changed. And this little factoid has people on YouTube, on Facebook, on Reddit, and probably over on X, but I don't go to X anymore. It's too toxic for me. They're losing their minds because they were expecting what had been promised, which, there's nothing wrong with expecting what was promised and what was announced and teased and all that. It's like getting teased without getting pleased, and nobody likes that. However, just because I may not like the dish that comes out does not mean that it's a bad chef. Yeah, I stole that from a comment on Facebook earlier. And another thing people were really, some of the big complaints were that there was no remasters for the 4, 5, and 6. There was no reimagined for 8. There was no porting of 9. I almost said Final Fantasy. Wow. There's no Vivi in the Dragon Quest world. Although that would be an interesting premise for a crossover. But a lot of people really were expecting and hyped for things that didn't happen. They got it somewhere in their head that they were getting announcements that were never promised. Somewhere in their head, they had it stuck that there were going to be these announcements and were hyped for it. Which is why I always say keep your hype under control. Because, as to steal a quote from another post, if you expect less, you'll never be disappointed. And there was a lot of disappointment going around. Now, not only did we find out about the Dragon Quest XII change in status and change in scope, but we also found out that they're going to be doing a new Dragon Quest Monsters game, which I'm kind of excited for, because I like the Dragon Quest Monsters series. One of these days I'll get around to finishing Dark Prince, but that's kind of where that stands as of now. And that was it. That was the entirety of the Dragon Quest announcement video that they had set up for today. The entirety of the video was 2 minutes of going back in time through the years of the different Dragon Quest games, talking about Dragon Quest XII, a smidgen of a teaser trailer, and then the little announcement trailer for the Dragon Quest Monsters game. Now, what we did get something from Yuji Horii that kind of made me happy and made a lot of other people happy, but also there was a lot of weird comments about it. But there's still artwork from Akira Toriyama, and there's still music from wow, I don't want to say his name wrong, but I can't remember it off the top of my head.